And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning regarding what is the departing Hurricane Dorian. We are happy to have with us several elected officials. We have with us Sheriff John Mina, Comptroller Phil Diamond, Property Appraiser Rick Singh. We have our Orange County Commissioners, Victoria Siplin, Commissioner Maribel Gomez Cordero, and Commissioner Emily Bonilla. To speak to us today regarding Dorian and how it stands here in our county, will be speaking to us today Mayor Demings, followed by Orange County Emergency Operations Manager Keith Koch. After that, we will have the Orange County Sheriff John Mina, followed by Luz Aviles from OUC, then Anna Gibbs from Duke Energy, both spokespersons, Scott Howitt, the Chief Communications Officer from the Orange County Public School System. Then we will hear from Jim Harrison, the CEO of Lynx. And then we will hear about some damage assessment and or handle questions regarding property from our property appraiser, Rick Singh. To start us off is our Mayor, Jerry L. Demings. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Dr. Williamson. Good morning to all of you. This is our sixth and final briefing for our residents regarding Hurricane Dorian. Of course, it's been a long time to get to this point, but at this time, we all can breathe a sigh of relief. In many ways, we feel like here in Orange County, we were able to dodge a bullet that had the name of Dorian. The effects of the storm are really expected to exit Orange County about 30 minutes from now. By noon, here in East Orange, those final squalls and wind effects should dissipate at that time. While there were scattered power outages, thankfully Orange County escaped really the brunt of the storm. Sadly, however, there were 2 hurricane-related deaths in our county, according to definitions by the medical examiner. Both were county residents who died preparing for the storm. Overall, Orange County got an inch of rain during this event, and the highest wind gusts that we documented or recorded was at 37 miles per hour at one of our local fire stations. We continue to keep an eye on the Florida coastline and the terrible destruction that occurred in the Bahamas. We are still sheltering here within Orange County individuals from assisted living facilities who had taken up a residence at 2 of our hotels. We have about 1,000 individuals who evacuated from coastal communities who fit in that category. We have been constantly checking on the areas of Orange County that flooded in 2017 during Hurricane Irma, namely the Orla Vista area. Public Works began pumping water out of a nearby retention pond late last week, and the strategy paid off. We had no flooding reported in the Orla Vista area. Thanks to the proactive efforts by our Public Works employees, there was really no significant flooding whatsoever in Orange County neighborhoods. There were some traffic lights out in the UCF area, in the Hiawassee Road area, but the lights are now functioning. There was a total of 520 residents who checked into our shelters. We are attempting to close our shelters by noon today, but we'll make arrangements for those who cannot return to their homes. All garbage and recycling services are suspended today, but we're starting up again tomorrow. In order to accommodate residents who wish to dispose of yard waste, including tree trimmings, as well as garbage, the landfill will open until 5 p.m. today, and drop-off is available. We will continue to waive fees for yard waste from homeowners who take their yard waste to the landfill today. Any further non-emergency questions can be answered by contacting our hotline, the 311 hotline, or call again our local number 407-836-3111. Again, we want to thank you, the public, for being patient with us throughout this storm as we have tried to bring you the most current, up-to-date information. If you have any hurricane supplies, what we're suggesting to you is that you hold on to them, because we still have nearly 8 weeks to go during this hurricane season. So hold on to your supplies for the remainder of our season. As your mayor, I'm proud of our Orange County employees who had to come together to respond to this hurricane. From our public works to utilities to Orange County Fire and Rescue to our animal services to our shelter workers to our 311 call operators and the emergency operations center workers who were taking those emergency calls for service. I say thank you to all of them for their combined efforts. And again, thanks to our staff who had to work through the holidays to make sure that we were adequately prepared to deal with whatever Dorian brought forward to us. And thank you to our entire community for trusting us that we had the talent and the skill set to keep our community safe. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our Emergency Operations Center Manager, Mr. Keith Koch, for additional comments.
Thank you, Mayor Demings. Well, we finally reached the end of all the preparatory actions that we've taken. Dorian is headed away from us. We'll stop feeling any effects from Dorian very soon. We do want to thank our partners, the citizens. They're partners in our response and recovery efforts in the county, too. And we want to thank you for the efforts that you took to get ready for this storm. You took our instructions seriously. You took our suggestions seriously. It was evident by you preparing by making these sandbags to protect your home. It was evident by you going to the store and buying those emergency supplies early. So we want to thank you for being prepared. Also, I want to thank, again, all those people that sacrificed their time over these days. It was a very long, drawn-out process, and I have to throw it. I didn't do it yesterday. I will do it today, and I may get in trouble. But I want to throw a thanks out to my wife. We shared our 42nd anniversary yesterday apart because of the work. So thank you, honey. Talking about the supplies that you have, as the mayor said, we still have a long way to go. We're only halfway through the season. The peak of this hurricane season is typically around September the 10th. So all those supplies will not go to waste. You should always have an emergency supply kit in your possession to use for any disaster. And just to show you, you go to the National Hurricane Center website, and there's a lot of things, a lot of dots on the map out there. Most of them aren't headed our way, but it's always the danger and the threat is always there. So maintain your supply kits, maintain your plans, and be ready for anything else that may fall our way. Those of you that made up the sandbags, if they are not contaminated, if they haven't been sitting and soaked in water, you might want to hang on to those. If you've got a place in your yard that you can store those, do so you won't have to fill them again. Store them at the end of the hurricane season. If you haven't used it, you can spread the remaining sand throughout your yard or gardens. I would like at this point to turn it over to our sheriff. Sheriff?
Thanks, Keith, and happy anniversary. Thankfully, it was a very quiet night for the Orange County Sheriff's Office, so we will begin demobilizing and cutting our staffing levels, although we will have additional deputies out there throughout the day, just in case there's any storm-related incidents. But there were no storm-related major incidents or crimes last night. Again, we will put up our helicopter just to ensure that there is no damage. We're not manning or staffing any intersections at this time, so they seem to be all running good and traffic is running well. And then lastly, on a lighter note, one of our deputies responded to a suspicious vehicle last night. It was an abandoned vehicle and actually found a puppy that was abandoned, so he affectionately named it Dorian. We are looking for the owner, but the good news is if the owner doesn't come forward, the deputy will adopt Dorian. And so I would also like to echo the mayor and a big thanks to everyone here, and also the men and women of the Orange County Sheriff's Office who worked a lot of extra hours, came in on their days off, and as well as the dispatchers and civilian employees as well. So this time I'll turn it over to Luz Aviles from OUC.
Thank you, Sheriff. OUC is happy to report that we didn't have any significant number of outages throughout the night. The ones that we had, we were able to respond to with our own personnel. We are now looking to see what other communities we can deploy our staff to help with restoration efforts. We're just so proud of our employees and all the work they did to respond to this hurricane. We also just ask, if you do happen to have an incident, an outage of some sort today, please give us a call at 407-423-9018 or report it online at myouc.com. Thank you.
I'm Anna Gibbs with Duke Energy. We did experience some outages throughout the evening. Right now in Orange County, we have about 300 outages that are still active. We do serve about 400,000 customers throughout this particular county. We, right now, of the 6,500 resources that we had throughout the entire state, we have released our out-of-state resources so they can respond to any other impacts that may occur north of us. Of course, we do have our usual operators that are here available to respond to any outages that do occur throughout the day. So we're basically back to our normal operations here in Florida. And now I will turn it over to our Orange County Schools, Scott Howitt.
Thank you, Anna. Good morning, everyone. OCPS families, we certainly appreciate the cooperation and patience during Hurricane Dorian. Now that the storm has passed, our school district assessment teams have given the all clear for all 199 schools to open on Thursday, tomorrow, including Orange Technical College. We will resume normal school and school district operations. All student activities will resume tomorrow, Thursday. Athletic competitions will be determined at the school's discretion, and with the exception of high school football. Freshman and JV games are canceled for tomorrow and will be rescheduled possibly at a later time. Varsity football games will be moved from Friday evening to Monday evening. All elementary school open houses that were scheduled for this week will be rescheduled. Also, our makeup days, as predetermined, are Friday, October 18th, and Monday, November 25th. We are very thankful to Mayor Demings and his staff for their partnership and cooperation and efficiently closing and working to close those shelters located at our schools. We want to thank our district personnel who helped prepare for Hurricane Dorian, and also who are helping to get us back up and running for tomorrow. We look forward to seeing all of our 215,000 students back in school tomorrow. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to Jim Harrison with Links.
Thank you, Scott. I am pleased to report that Lynx bus service continues as regularly scheduled. The regular buses, the Neighbor Link, and the limo system continue to operate on its regular schedule. Access Links, our paratransit system, will continue to operate throughout the day today on a life-sustaining basis only. That's to make sure that we are able to transport those folks most in need as they need it. That will return to its regular schedule tomorrow. I would encourage anyone that needs that Access Link service to make your reservations in advance. Of course, for any other changes or updates, I would invite folks to visit our website at golinks.com, or you can certainly call our customer service organization at 407-841-LYNX. I certainly do want to express my appreciation for the dedicated and hardworking Lynx employees that worked throughout this event to keep our riders safe and moving. Certainly, folks worked very hard at that, and I'm very appreciative. With that, I will turn the podium over to our property appraiser, Rick Singh.
Thank you so much. I echo the sentiments of our sheriff in that we did dodge the bullet. The Orange County Property Appraiser's Office is fully prepared to support our residents and Orange County government in the aftermath. We play a very crucial role in damage assessment and recovery after a natural disaster. When a disaster occurs, it is our responsibility to assess all the damages of property in the county. Once first responders alert us as to the safety of the environment, we typically deploy teams of appraisers, and we will converge in the entire county to determine that there's no property damage that's unaccounted for. Our staff is fully trained and equipped to handle this in any eventuality. Property owners who sustain any damage are asked to call the Property Appraiser's Office. That number is 407-836-5205, 407-836-5205. We'll gather all the necessary information for damage assessment. Field appraisers will visit the site soon after, take photos and document damage, and of course perform a thorough inspection. We will be leveraging new technology, innovative technology this year. Our field appraisers and analysts can evaluate damage faster and more accurately than before. This state-of-the-art approach instantaneously transmits data from the field to our command center for review. We are also using drone technology for the first time where it's permissible for flyovers in hard-to-reach area. This is important data. This important data is evaluated. The hurricane overall impact is trigger the county's ability to apply for FEMA's assistance. In addition to the new data gathering technology, OCPA has implemented an emergency alert system with our staff. This is before, during, and after storms. And again, we want to express sincere gratitude to the mayor and the staff and his entire staff for their hospitality and leadership in this endeavor. And I'd like to also thank our staff for manning the EOC. Thank you so much, and we have questions after.
Let me also do something here. Our wonderful interpreter has been with us through all of these briefings, and Mr. Chris Ball is his name. And thank you, Chris, for what you have done to ensure that our hearing impaired have been able to be informed as well. And so at this time, we'll throw it open to questions and any questions that you all may have.
Mayor,
yes.
There's some talk now that a lot of the preparation expenses that counties in Florida have undergone the past week will not be reimbursed by FEMA because they may not qualify under FEMA rules. I'm sure you've thought through that. I want to get your thoughts on that and what the county will do and what it expects from FEMA. And also, if you've got any ballpark estimates at this point of how much this might cost Orange County?
I'll take the last first. We don't have a we don't have a ballpark figure at this time, but this is part of the administrative process that we will go through with our staff as we begin to demobilize our operations. In terms of the potential reimbursement from FEMA, we have taken the precautions to follow all of their policies and procedures, and so you have seen in some of these briefings representatives from both the federal level as well as our state officials have been here. To the extent that we can receive reimbursement, we're going to seek those reimbursements, and that will all be determined at a later date. But we have done all of the necessary things that is required to have the documentation available. Fortunately for us, because of, I think, the talent of the staff that we have managed the funds as best as we could. We have reduced staffing, added staffing appropriately throughout the storm based upon the track of the storm itself. So we made adjustments all along to minimize the cost to taxpayers here in Orange County.
Mayor, you mentioned there were two hurricane-related deaths, people who were preparing for the storm. I believe one of them was at least a person who was trimming a tree. Can you talk about the circumstances with the other situation?
The second individual was preparing for the hurricane and had a heart attack and died. And so the medical examiner for our local district, the Orange and Osceola district, makes a call given the guidelines that have been predetermined. And based upon what we have been advised at this point, we will have two individuals that will go down in the records as dying as a result of the hurricane itself. So for those families, our prayers certainly go out to them for the loss of their loved ones. If there are no other questions, let me just say thank you to all of our local leadership here for your efforts and for attending these various briefings and giving us the input that was required. Thank you all for coming.